Augusta's Rock Station, 95.5 FM, the home of Lex and Terry mornings. Streaming to the world 24/7 at 95rock.com. Augusta's Rock Station, 95 Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Big Troy backstage, Carolina Rebellion with the Wet Bastard, and 95 Rock is now Jericho. What's going on, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Fozzy, you guys have been kicking around for a while. Still remember Mongoose McQueen back when you didn't go by the real name.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was back in like the early 2000s, man. But still here and bigger than ever, which is great.
5 albums in the books right now with Sins and Bones. The current one came out in 2012. And you've got number 6 in the works coming out this year, right?
Comes out in July, yeah. The new song, Lights Go Out, is out now. And, I mean, the last 4 years or so, the band has just kind of gone through the roof with the amount of touring we've done and, you know, the reception for the tunes on the radio and from the fans. And, you know, getting a chance to play the Carolina Rebellion, for example. We've never played here before. So when you do shows like this, it's the best way to kind of gain a new audience, because you have your hardcore fans that show up and will follow you anywhere. But it's playing to people that might have heard the name Fozzy but never actually heard the band, and that's when you can really kind of, like I said, you open yourself up. You're like a missionary of rock and open yourself up to a whole new world, which is why these shows are so important to do.
Well, starting out with this band when you were with WCW in Atlanta, meeting up with Rich Ward and the guys and Stuck Mojo and putting everything together as just kind of a way to blow off steam when you were home and off the road.
Yeah, it was just a fun type of thing that we started. I mean, the original concept of the band was Fozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
Just a fun kind of a thing doing covers. And we just kind of really took to each other right away and decided very early on that we think we could do something with this. And that's how Fozzy was born. And, you know, like you said, six records later, you know, playing main stages across the country and across
around the world.
You know, yeah, our last tour was 17 countries, I think, and 160 gigs. So I mean, the word is getting out, and kind of developed a real good reputation of being a real exciting, fun live band to come see. And that's almost a dirty word in rock and roll, fun. And we encourage it and we expect it. We want people to make sure they have a great time when they come to our shows. Well,
I mean, you've always been a larger-than-life personality anyway, from your days in wrestling as the Lionheart, and I mean, you've always had that stage presence about you.
Well, I mean, it started because when I was younger, I wanted to be in a band and I wanted to be a wrestler. And when I first started wrestling, I wanted to be like the ultimate rock and roll frontman in the world of wrestling. I wanted to be the Paul Stanley of wrestling or the David Lee Roth of wrestling. And always kind of used those characteristics and that type of charisma. And then kind of, you know, when Fozzy really started rolling, you just took the same concepts that I was using in wrestling that I'd stolen from rock and roll and just regurgitated it over and over again. Right. It's all about connecting with the crowd. It's about being a performer. And that's what show business is. That's all that matters. So we've got, like I said, that's one of the reasons why we have this great reputation of being a real fun rock and roll band. We demand energy from our fans, and we get it.
Now, on the last album, Sin and Bones, you had a couple of great guest spots on there from Phil Campbell from Motorhead, also M. Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold, who you guys are sharing the bill with tonight. Any planned guest on the new album?
Yeah, there's one guest. We get people that if we feel they can add to the song. I mean, from over the years, from Zakk Wylde to Mark Tremonti to Miles Kennedy to Jeff Waters to, like you mentioned, Phil Campbell and Shadows. They're friends of ours, fans of the band, mutual respect. And, you know, for Sandpaper, for example, I just felt that it really needed a call and response vocal, and Matt was perfect for it. So this record, yeah, there's one special guest, but you'll have to just wait and see.
Oh, teasing it.
Yeah, teaser.
That's the way.
Well, that's the thing. You put out the teaser of the song, like I said, Lights Go Out is out now, but the record doesn't come out till July, and that's kind of how you do it. You send out a little bit of a teaser, build up anticipation, build up the buzz, and then unleash the record.
Actually, I do believe I'm adding Lights Go Out next week on the Witching Hour. So
that's great, man. Yeah,
we're adding it in.
It's a cool vibe. It's a little bit of a different style from what's going on nowadays, but that's the way to do it. You know, you want to make a mark. You have to do something a little different. We've never had any problems with that. If you look at our entire history of our band, it's been different. So Lights Go Out kind of follows that lineage.
Well, here's the big one. Difference between touring as a wrestler, being on the road so many weeks a year, so many shows every week, being on the road as a musician, and being on the road, touring different venues, different cities every night, what's the harder part?
Well, I mean, being on the road is being on the road. I mean, you're away from your home and your family. So, you know, pros and cons to both. Wrestling never ends. It's 52 weeks a year. Touring, it does end, but you can be out 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time. Whereas wrestling, you're out, you know, 3, 4 days at a time at most. So, like I said, it just depends on where you are and what you're doing. But I think it's a little bit more fun to be on the road with the band because you're with your bros, you're on the bus together, you're hanging out together. If you want alone time, you just go in your bunk and close the door and you're fine. But so I mean, like I said, there's pros and cons. And you know, at the end of the night, if you want to have some drinks and throw down, you don't have to worry about driving anywhere or getting up early for a flight.
True.
You get on the bus, you wake up in the next town, and then you get rolling with your day. So that's probably the biggest pro about touring with the band.
Well, Best on number 6 coming out in just a short period of time here,
man.
So we look forward to seeing you, and hopefully we'll get you back in Augusta for another show.
Looking forward to it. It's been too long, man.
We'll get you back there. Chris Jericho, Fozzy, check him out.
Augusta's Rock Station, 95.5 FM, the home of Lex and Terry mornings. Streaming to the world 24/7 at 95rock.com. Augusta's Rock Station, 95 Rock.